Yeah, Makwa Baba Adkwart Studios. Yami Enshra Obi Biara Wonya Mre Etie Adkwart Studio. Yeah. Utie na uja wa so samre ya TV Joshua 7 kwa na ekoso. Na ade ba kwa me pese a Christopher yehwene. Now the Christians must be very, very careful. I said this yesterday and I want to repeat it. Why at this time that BBC wants to expose this man? Why at this time? And why is it that most of his disciples are coming out with accusations? Why at this time? Now, are we doing what praises God, or we are doing what is harming the church? Why at this time? Now, Mebusa said, Aden and Samri and a BBC for Babontin. Na obi a wawuo omo kan ho nsem sa na adan na ne nkrofo ni bi nso e babontin mementi asio. And I'm not going to speak any negative against this man, because you and I wasn't there. So we must be very, very, very careful. The Bible says, judge not that he may be judged. Now, obi ababone brewie wawu oko aka oni nyankopon. Adenti na say ebi ani age ebi afe na ebi anointing aba omo ka ho se. Now my question is, why now? Why now? Why at this time? Yeye ni eso nyankopon ani ana yeye ni, because as long as the name is attached with Christianity, we must be very, very, very careful. Because ebi amunim ebi adwen ni say ombe destroy Christianity. Enti say enya obi oso Kristo sumu na ni din ekwa akiri na ewiase nyina ba ne nche se de na oye eso nyame ani enso nyankopon ani enya wo ne nyame na mo mra wawuo na mo na mo ben no mo abrofo mo ye nyatwom. You are hypocrite. If you people are coming out at this time to speak against this man, I will boldly say you are hypocrite. Muye nyachumfo. Samra na wadi ahoma chechire. Samra no achechire mano. Samra na mukase anyeye. We si na mne na wo. We si na me so no bemem. Moda. Da samra ya mo son sen mo den no. Enfa so be na wo so. Se samre na no tiase no. Na se ya mpase sa na no oye. Ena mumu bi ba bonte be kan e bia nkanam so se sa na no oye a obasa kire na dwi. E bia nke bi nso nko. So my question is, all these white people who are now speaking against this man, don't you have sense? Don't you have conscience? Were you out of your mind? Were you captured at that time? What's wrong with you people? What is wrong with you? Huh? Oh, yes, I never win, you know, say, you better break Christos mercy. But let me tell you, you cannot destroy the church of Christ. You can't destroy the church of Christ. So they know here any nya you no answer. but master me say aden na samre na namo na wo horo montumi anya kukoduro o papa bi asmo kan say oba ho mre bi na adwen ba ko na edansuo mu ana obi na tade etie ne be maso nwi ana in Africa ye may ho kwan man near maybe the man is dead and gone. It have nothing to do with the living. Leave him alone. Umiantie senia na chi struggle e koso ne sansensemi.
My name is Evelyn Joshua. I am pleased to address you at this moment upon my appointment as the leader of the Synagogue Church of All Nations.
When a rich and powerful man passes on in Nigeria, it is prevalent for his widow to fight tooth and nail to keep his wealth. Sadly, this has been the reality for Evelyn Joshua, the widow of Prophet T.B. Joshua, the late founder of Synagogue Church of All Nations. His widow has resulted in battling church members and top leaders of SCOAN over the church finance and wished to take over as general overseer. This comes after she fought T.B. Joshua's brothers and the monarch of Arigide Akoko of Ondo State, who insisted that the prophet must be buried in his place of birth and not Lagos. Evelyn Joshua won the battle and laid her husband to rest in the church premises at Ikotun, Lagos. However, little did the mother of three know that this was only the beginning of a battle. While making arrangements for a befitting burial for her late husband, about 15 to 20 top leaders of the church, including prophets and prophetesses, were busy looting the church vault with Ghana must go bags like COVID-19 palliative. As if that wasn't enough, these leaders reportedly stood in the way of the late prophet's widow from taking over the church's affairs and secretly planned a coup to remove her from a place of authority in the ministry. After a few hassles with the help and support of those loyal to her late husband, Evelyn Joshua was officially named the chairperson of the SCOAN Board of Trustees and leader of the church by a federal high court in Lagos early September. With Evelyn Joshua now running the church's affairs, she has taken steps to secure the church's major assets. According to BBC Pidgin, she has evicted disloyal disciples and used Nigeria's anti-graft agency, EFCC, to witch hunt top leaders responsible for looting the church vault.
Prophet T.B. Joshua fought the good fight of the kingdom and finished strong to the glory of God. We have now commenced the journey from where our father left the battle.
Will Evelyn Joshua win this battle despite claims by church members that late T.B. Joshua never anointed his wife to succeed him?
Hello guys, it's T-Code here for African Glitz.
4 months after he suffered a stroke and was flown out of the country for proper medical care, Prophet T.B. Joshua gave up the ghost on June 5, 2021 after suffering from cardiac arrest. Being a powerful man who lived for the poor, the sick and the needy, many people from across Nigeria took to the streets and social media to mourn the mighty man of God. Following a week-long service, the late prophet was finally laid to rest on July 9 of 2021 amid tears from family, friends, church members and well-wishers. Sadly, while all of this was going on, some of his top church leaders from Nigeria, Mexico, South Africa and Senegal were busy breaking into the church vaults and looting money. According to an anonymous source, these top leaders carried out a vast fraud that made them multimillionaires in hours. They reportedly seized the church immediately after T.B. Joshua died and refused to allow his widow, Evelyn Joshua, to be a part of running the church. They made themselves overseers, established a governing council, and some took over lodges in the church premises. One night, they broke into the church vault and used Ghana must go bags to loot money and other treasures therein. Greedy for more, they again kickstarted the Emmanuel Global Network, asking international partners for donations without Evelyn Joshua's knowledge. As if that wasn't enough, they seized T.B. Joshua's phones and wiped out all the contact and memory of the phone when his widow requested for them. With all of this happening, the church elders grew worried that things may eventually grow worse and crumble the ministry that late T.B. Joshua built over decades. So, they decided that someone must take over the church's affairs and give spiritual direction to its members. However, this proved to be a difficult decision as the late prophet died suddenly without naming a successor, even though it assumed that one of the wise men groomed and appointed by TB Joshua himself would be chosen as leader of the church. But elders thought otherwise. They felt his widow, a prophetess in the church and a woman who knows the secrets of how her husband ran the ministry effectively, was in the best position to take over the church. So they called a meeting on June 27 of 2021 and declared Evelyn Joshua as successor. Interestingly, some pastors and prophets in the church disapproved of the decision and started a Squan leadership brawl that lasted for 3 months. They started smear campaigns against her and blocked her every move to be among the church board of trustees, formerly occupied by her late husband TB Joshua, one of their daughters named Promise, and a disciple, Joseph David. Unable to contain the conflict, concerned members petitioned the Federal High Court in Lagos. On September 13, 2021, Evelyn Joshua was legally named the chairperson of the Board of Trustees and leader of Squan. In a statement shared on Squan verified Facebook page, the church confirmed the new development, stating the late prophet's wife has been named the church's new leader. They also noted that all church activities will be under the guardians of God and the leadership of Evelyn Joshua. With the church now legally under her leadership, Evelyn Joshua is currently making moves to secure critical assets of her late husband's ministry. She reportedly evicted some disciples from the church and now taking steps to recover looted church funds come rain, come sunshine. The EFCC in a statement confirmed that it received a petition from the church to investigate fraud by some leaders of Squan, but debunked reports that the people involved were detained unlawfully. The church also confirmed it petitioned the EFCC over alleged financial fraud, diversion of funds, and breaking into the church vault. And from confidential documents received by top news outlets in the country, the fraud investigation involves about 15 to 20 prophets and prophetesses in the church from Nigeria and nationals of other countries such as Senegal, South Africa, and Mexico. As Evelyn fights to keep family wealth and preserve her late husband's ministry, she is also faced with division among church members over her emergence as leader of Squan. The Global Congress of Squan members, in a statement, expressed worry over Evelyn's emergence as a leader while questioning those who deemed it fit to appoint her. They said she claimed a congregation of
nani wuechi no empanimfo a ewo asafo no mu no ene ne branches ewo other nation no efun ajapade ewo aso no na menim se enunti ena omu bi ade ensem atisi akọ BBC ma on kan sansem ya onu american say why now dipa I said, one good baby na ye won't say, I feel the among casa. Oh, I never come make us also a year. I said, Sabosumi, I so I feel for free mono. And ya be one more, ya feel the more man who ding say, their course will be a more bunting America. Ghana. And so be hold more masterful leader we are the same thing the course. Now I am sembebre. Enti we are software. Erade afre wo na woda asori ano a. Hwe we na fasua de. Now, Tia, me say, na wo enemy nio. We are very careful, say, make a bibia. Minim. Na me fa tisam say, minim ni America, David. Eradia do me nyansani. Me ka sem bi a minim ho hwe. Ne wo a wo de wa no atumu a wo kasa say de na wo ho. Because and somebody beyond my omo can and near nine. Or baby just call 14 years. No, a virgin. Now onim adia a friend and last. Enya oba ba kunya oba mienu onyo ema miensa. Na motimi atena hono ane na atena oye san senchani we nyina mudi na chi manka hwe. Asa na one bi be babonti keke bibi. But the point I'm making is behind this accusation, and he said, "Omo pese, omo break Christos mercy." Ni ewe kan se won aye sanchoni nyina no anye papa. It is true, sir. False prophet appear ewiase. But nyom nyina na ya truthful. Enya asofu nyina na ya truthful. Oh, Mr. Obia, near Bagger, dear, Aday. And you are software, you're very careful. Nipper Ben one. The Asofu be a creative some distance, I am a big fees or channel. Number in Fossy or Conya Boissy, what's them from her? Why a bit defend will be a why a bit defend you? Master Ghana software now we need Nigeria. Master Ghana software. And same be old ma a year artist. So now was so num. What did be D war? How could Jari announce over the media? Oba Bonte Babeka, was him. And now knew what they are very careful. Now, Africa, Nipa say too much. Not ye, we are making Obeka say, me defending all. But the young one to say, why now? Nipa will woo or call. Say, oh, yeah, dear Tinia or Kunyango Ponte, one year, dear Tinia, a one young Ponasem. Dear Mokike ain't me, Sashi. The mom are sorry no. And an Indian so ever conform. Obi on moi. Almost from Sikanwa Nebi. Almost see almost the Ghana must go. That means Nesikata Ataho. And this says Ghana. Now I don't think this can be Nigeria's car. Na ebeye Doris and Oma Sisa. And a year peri a chira dear. Baby, and I be see no crown. Na ya din. Me de be see say na dia futu am be mama one say. You're very careful. Na one for one no anko kan sem bia wonni hu nim die bia. Nemo ye betimi a stop nkrofo a omo penyansa kwan bi say on be break Christos mercy. So wo tachi na oyesa untimi o. Because Christo na sorry na nkasa asa we Christo ni anyone no. Or say I will build my church. Make a choice say when see Asono and see Peter so. I will build my church on the rock. And yet Peter so this year. Christo na safono nyina nipa efa pem so oto na safono ewo fapem a entimi woso da Christo na sorry entimi free wiase da e free wiase fitin ase ane mra Christo be wiase ana bon sama ya dwen se obeyi Christos mafri ho na o sia church Israel ona ntimi anya nana mbetimi Christo din bekoso kopi mre wiase be say Christo ne din ebekoso na safo bekoso agina bibie ni wabetumi awoso Kristo na asafo no awobitumi ka se wo de mame kwan na metumi de emfia yi ase Kristo sum oda ti mo amadwen am say mo use some strategy at their break Christos Marcia. You people are joking. You cannot destroy Christianity. You cannot destroy Christianity. Erade won try. The on say and de me nyina ma erade. Na won so a wonam kwan boni so no. Se san adwen. Na erade emfa so anya nia e wo so de wo ye. Na se na wo kan wani gusu a. Wako erade nche. Erade nche se onya mreti Adkwart Studio. Nia oti ensem free ni nchen ye Apostle Dr. Samson J. Kwati. Nia otena fidie achi Richmond Kwati na erade nche won saka bomodi asa obehye no subscribe no mia bed no so. Na ensem se won saka bi. Erade nka ho. Bye bye.